In today's video, I am giving you 10 things I think you should keep top of mind if you're looking to rent. Keep watching. Hey there, it's Riggs here, a realtor with Coldwell Banker King Thompson, bringing you all things real estate here in Central Ohio. As you guys know, we are a community here, so make sure if you're new, you hit that subscribe button and you hit the notification bell too, so you don't miss any of my videos. So several of you have been asking for my tips, the things that I think you should keep top of mind if you're looking to rent here. So for today's video, I got you covered. Let's get started. The first thing I definitely think you should keep in mind is what are the upfront costs for you to rent, being an apartment or a home. We're going to think both, and those will vary depending on which you're choosing to rent, but the cost or the categories of cost are typically the same. So most of those are going to have application fees, which, keep in mind, are for typically every person who will reside in the household who is at least 18 years or older. So keep that in mind. You're also in many cases going to have a security deposit that is due, as well as possibly first month's rent and last month's rent. This will vary based on what landlord, what property management company you're connecting with, but certainly plan for some of those costs. The second thing to think about is what are your ongoing expenses or your ongoing cost. If you're looking to rent a much larger space, much more square footage, your utility costs are higher than possibly a studio size apartment, right? So ask the landlord or property management company or rental community, what are the average utility costs for where you're considering living? In most cases, you'll have gas, electric, water, and some places will cover some of those costs for you in your monthly rental amount, but I don't know of many, if any, that cover all of them. So find out what they cover, and then you can gauge what is still needed for you to pay. What I have been seeing, though, is that many apartment communities are adopting this model now where they are requiring tenants to have renter's insurance. So definitely find out if that is part of their lease agreement so that you can start shopping around for the best quote for you. Now, what I have found is renter's insurance is not as expensive as I know I honestly thought it was. It, in my opinion, is quite affordable. I was able to get a quote just playing around for about $22 a month. And I thought that was pretty good to give you some peace of mind that if something happens, your belongings, the things that are important to you are protected. So make sure you know if your apartment community that you're considering requires rental insurance. But then also don't forget the basic things we need. Your groceries, your gas, your entertainment, all those other things that you're going to spend money on that are not rent. Definitely consider what are those ongoing things that just make you happy that you want to do month in and month out. Number 3, what are things you know you have to buy right now in order for you to be comfortable in your new space? I'm thinking furniture, maybe towels, shower curtain, new bedding, etc. Things that you know, even if you get the apartment or the house to rent, if you don't have those things, it's not going to be fun for too long. So make sure you're considering that because the next step here is super important. The fourth thing is to plan a budget. And I think it's always good to go in with some level of knowing what the end is, knowing what all of those expenses potentially are, so you can evaluate and help you determine what is realistic for you in terms of where you're going to live. Let's be real, I would love to live a lot of places, but it doesn't always quite work out with the budget that I currently have. So number 4 is plan a budget. Look at how much you make, what are those expenses I've just mentioned, and what are some other things that are important to you that you have ongoing to really determine what room do you have to pay per month for rent. The fifth thing that I think is going to be helpful for you while you're planning your budget is location. Now that you've gone through a budget and you've seen kind of bottom line what you're working with, it's really going to help you determine where can you live based on how much you pay. No matter what area you live in, that's always a driver. Some areas cost more than others, and some areas are less than others. So location is key. But the other part I think about location is it's not always on cost. For some people, it's important to be close to where they work, or their family or friends or grandchildren, or various services that they have to use. So it's going to be different for everyone, but make sure that you know what that is for you so that you can choose an area that works best for your needs. Now the fun part starts. All the adulting stuff is done. The sixth thing is to get on the phone, get online, or go visit some of those places that you are considering. To me, this is the fun part. You get to see the amenities that they're offering for the rent that you'll pay. You'll get to see the floor plans. You get to see the community. You just get to ask all the questions that you need to as well. So start doing that and really narrow down what you like and what you don't like. But again, stick to your budget. Don't go outside of where you know you're comfortable. In my opinion, it's so best to live below your means. That way, if anything changes in life, it doesn't have to rock your lifestyle as significantly as it could. So keep that in mind. The seventh thing, while you're on the phone or you're in those offices and you're chatting with these property management companies and landlords, make sure you ask them what the terms are for the lease agreement you would potentially sign, okay? Definitely want to know what those terms are. Many of them will have various restrictions around adults living in the home, any pets that you'll have in the home with you. Many will have weight restrictions, breed restrictions, so keep that in mind. Also, you want to know what documentation they need from you as well. You're going to need obviously a driver's license or a state issued ID card. You're going to need pay stubs. You're going to need references, work history, etc. But some of them may require some other things as well. So make sure you pose those questions too. Now, going back to your lease, you definitely want to keep your lease handy once you've signed it. But I want to stress to you how important it is for you to read it before you sign it. You want to know what any limitations or restrictions are. For example, many places don't mind if you make changes to the home and you paint the walls or adjust some fixtures, but they tell you you have to put everything back when you vacate. That's something you want to keep in mind because you may decide it's not worth doing all that if you plan on leaving in a year or two. So make sure you read the lease, ask any questions you have, just make sure you understand it, and then tuck it away once you sign it in a nice place that you can access very easily. The eighth thing is you're truly thinking about moving. So now is a great time to start decluttering and consolidating your stuff. I personally think whenever you move, it's just great to purge and get rid of things that you haven't pulled out in months and months and years. It's a great time to donate things, give things back to the original owner, or simply discard what you don't need. But definitely start thinking about that. So once it's time to pull the trigger and move day is just days away, you won't be stressed out trying to make all this happen. The ninth thing I want to come back to is the question, do you want roomies? And when I say roomies, I'm saying roommates, and that's being pets or people. Remember, I mentioned that most apartment communities require that they know anyone in the home who's living there, children and adults, but it also comes down to pets. So if anything changes from when you originally signed your lease and maybe those things didn't apply, review your lease, because if now those things have changed circumstances, you have to give notice to your apartment community if your lease says so. And if you don't, you're in violation of your lease, and they could possibly evict you from the property for non-compliance, or maybe in most cases charge you a pretty stiff penalty to comply. So make sure you check that. I think of pets, many of them do charge a pet deposit, and some even charge a monthly pet rent, if you will, on top of what you already pay. So again, when things change, you have to make sure you review your lease, make sure you're not impacted, and if you're not sure, make sure you check with your landlord or apartment community for clarity. And the 10th thing here, as we wrap up the things I think you should keep top of mind if you're looking to rent here in Columbus, would be have a moving plan. Here's what I can tell you. When it's move day, you do not want to feel the stress. But then quite honestly, moving is already somewhat stressful. But if you just follow these tips and you really consolidate and declutter and get all the packing stuff done, hopefully you are so fortunate enough to have great friends, great family who are willing to offer you their time to assist you, because that is the best and the easiest and the one that you'll remember the most. But definitely make sure you have your space packed and ready to go, because their time is valuable too. And then also don't take them for granted. Make sure you offer pizza, drinks, whatever they need that's reasonable, to show your appreciation and to say thank you for them assisting you. Because the flip side isn't so fun. To hire a moving company is so wonderful to do, to have someone else do the work, but the cost is pretty significant in comparison to having good people that you love and care about most helping you. But if you have to go the route of a moving company, I would certainly start exploring that now. Get some price quotes, because it is going to vary depending on when you're moving and how much stuff you're moving to. There are some that are very affordable and they do a wonderful job, and there are some that can be pretty costly and reviews are not so good. So I would suggest reach out to folks you know, ask who they've been happy with, and start there. I certainly hope that was helpful, but if I've missed anything or you have any questions, do leave me a comment down below. Let me know. I'm active in my comments and I will answer any question that I actually can. And then quite honestly, if you're looking to move here, I want to hear from you too. Where are you looking to move? Where are you moving from? Let's engage there, because we are a community. So leave any comments below. Again, if you've not already subscribed, please do so and hit that like button as well. That's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching. You stay fabulous and productive, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.